Don't we want to come together?
But for some of you, coming together means ignoring our experiences.
Break it down for me.
Cultural appropriation.
Sex and gender norms.
Mild adult themes.
Nepotism.
Racist bots.
Black lesbians. You mean two women into each other for reasons other than a straight man's benefit?
Great start. Conspiracy theories, black Scientology.
What?
Freebaiting.
Jesus.
Plus slavery.
Weed.
Cocoa butter. Salty grits. The sunken place.
Fake news.
Oppression. That's the new Katy Perry single, right?
Mm-hmm. Oppression featuring Migos.
All right, man. We back, man. Hopefully,
Bring it on back.
Woo!
Welcome back.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back.
Let's go, man. So,
welcome back.
we on Volume 2, Episode 5. We're reviewing them Dere White People, man.
Yeah.
Y'all still here with us, man. And this is the Joelle episode.
Yes, it is.
And initial thoughts on this episode. I dug it. There's some, like you said, it's the Hotep episode. I can't believe they dug
it is. It's the Hotep episode, and it's so funny looking at it again. There's like so many clear indications of this guy being a Hotep, which is every black woman's worst nightmare. One of our worst nightmares. We have many, but that's
we
one.
Can't say every because they got some black women that dig that type. That actually subscribe.
As a black woman, one of my personal worst nightmares, falling for someone and then realizing, oh my God, you're a Hotep.
There's this white guy online that was asking what a Hotep was. So, yeah, it was fun. It's like one of those, white moments. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And what's funny is a friend of mine, because it's like anything. When you look at the original thing, like if you talk to somebody, a historian, Hotep wasn't always a bad thing. You know what I mean? Comes from the Egyptian term for this and that, like it was like a king or something, the Hotep, and it became slang for somebody who got hard up into like black power type shit, But then it started becoming a stereotype upon itself for people, for my white friend out, Facebook friend out there that want to know what we talk when we say a Hotep, because now it's become a stereotypical wave of these black men who don't really want equality. Most of their things are really for black male privilege, and they come up with all this shit like don't eat, don't drink milk because it's white and shit, and women can't have periods, don't have to have periods and shit, all kind of crazy shit they come up with. They got all kind of shit these Hotep type niggas say, but most times they don't even realize how sexist they come across, how not for black women they are.
And they're so self-righteous.
Most of them are homophobic as hell.
Yes, they are.
You know what I mean? It's a trip how so many of these black guys, and they come with all these Egyptian history things, and oftentimes it's always like, like you said, the early like rebel and fight and this and that. They the most rebellious motherfuckers in the world and all that, but it's so much that has been thrown into the stereotypical Hotep, and like J.Steel saying earlier, they often be like, hey queen, we kings and queens. That's an indicator right there.
Hey queen, how you doing today? Nubian goddess.
Over the top adjectives.
Right.
And it's so hilarious how they whoop that queen shit, but then they often say shit like what this guy says later in this episode of, most girls can't have conversations. It's like, nigga, you ever realize how fucked up what you just said is? Right. But sometimes even get more overt. So, once again, there's original context of people, and because a friend of mine that's a bit older than us, he asked me too, like, what's wrong with calling woman queen, or what's this Hotep stuff? And that's why I started saying, okay, I call them slow teps now. You feel me? I call them slow teps because it's like, okay, for my people who is attached to the original definition of Hotep, which isn't supposed to be negatives. Hey, these slow tep ass niggas out here that don't even understand that if you down for black rights, then you gotta be down for black gay rights, and you gotta be down for black women rights, and you gotta be down for black people as a whole. That equality is not wanting the same privileges as white people so you could oppress your own people. That all this shit, that it's very likely that your ancestor slave was not from Egypt or a king. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit like here that to unpack with the problematic nature of him, and like the King Hotep most times that people like to refer to is what's his name, Umar Johnson. And if you're a motherfucker that believes that everything that Umar Johnson says is absolute fact, 100% true, absolutely right, you're probably a Hotep.
Unfortunately.
The last thing about Umar Johnson is he'll take a truth and then twist that bitch to its last drop to all the facts are gone. Oh my God, because that's how a lot of con artists get you.
It from it.
They'll take a truth of yours that you might agree with, and then like sully it or like demonize that bitch. It's how Killmonger's, got people being like, Killmonger was right. It's like, dog, Killmonger did say some attractive things that got you self-salivating, and now you ignoring all the twists and turns that he did with that. Right. So just so for people who don't know, who might be listening, most people, that's the background on what sets up to Joelle having to realize what the fuck she got into being a beautiful queen. Quote unquote. She is a beautiful queen. There's so many times I watched this episode looking at her skin.
Yeah.
That I was just like, oh my God, Joelle, it's just beaming, girl. Like,
yeah.
Right.
So
always playing second fiddle.
Press and play, man. I guess we just jump right into it because they start this episode with, because once again, I said before that Sam inviting Joelle to be her co-host on Dear White People is going to lead to problems. And this opening scene, before we even get into them two working together, we started off with Al, who apparently is a photographer. We didn't know that.
And a graphic artist.
But it kind of makes sense that he would be some kind of artist to me, given his character's sensibility.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
You dig? And I like that Sam, he set up this picture of Sam's poster and he added Joelle's picture smaller into the frame of the poster. And I like that Sam brings up why is Joelle's picture so small.
Exactly. And he tries to justify it by saying, well, she's like the new kid on the block. She's new to the show. So, this is like her introductory picture.
It makes sense. And is that a coupon for bacon?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And once again, and to me, it's almost like I'm this third time seeing it through. It's almost like a metaphor for how even when us black men, we mean well, we don't even realize we fucking up, because it's like, my dude, if you look at the context of dark-skinned women and light-skinned women in our society, in our community, I wouldn't even think to make a poster with this light-skinned face blown up and bigger with a dark-skinned girl. I would have looked at that, and I know Al's slow. He's slow.
He is a little slow.
Yeah, but some of us niggas be slow. Right. He means well. He's down for the cause, but it's almost like he ain't a hotep or nothing. But it's almost like, my nigga, just
clueless. That's all.
He was clueless on a problem that is not something that you should be clueless on, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he's the light-skinned guy in the squad and such and such. I don't know. That just was not lost on me, Justin, that it started with this guy fucking up and not seeing this should be an obvious
thing, right?
issue, dog. Because just the dichotomy of colorism in our community is crazy. When we talk about light-skinned women and their relationship with dark-skinned women, and dark-skinned women and their relationship with light-skinned women, and it gets deep. Al, you gotta be more responsible, dog. You just have to. So that leads into us getting find out about Joelle's past. How she was a valedictorian, and like you said, she's never been second string, and that is not how she's been presented to us on this show. But in a way, it's funny. It's like, if you were to look at it and just look at her as a character-wise, no, she shouldn't be second string. If you look at, she provides Sam with all her fucking advice. She's the person that's like, has these ideas. She's the backbone for a lot of these characters. She's saying this shit, you know what I mean? To a degree, she's Scottie Pippen for real. And Scottie Pippen shouldn't be seen as second string. He just had to be next to Michael Jordan, and people ain't even realizing, my nigga, I'm just as good, or I'm great, or whatever. So so we go into her past. You're talking about it, so I'll let you take this one, man.
Oh, her past, going through a valedictorian. And then before, so basically, we get a shot of her doing a valedictorian speech, and then she busts into song right at the end of it, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I didn't know she could sing.
Yeah, right. Who knew, right?
And I think that's a funny thing about the character. If you look at it I think they want us to do that. That's the first time we ever heard her for real sing. What if you purposely, to strike home the point that she's been playing second fiddle when she shouldn't, what if the director purposely did that? They're like, oh, you can sing. So people be like, damn, we need to know more about you. Right? You know what I mean? Because that would also, in a subtle way, send home the same point of, she's been playing second fiddle when she shouldn't be. She has all these other amazing things about her that are getting looked over because, people, because of the light, quote unquote. It's fucked up. Keep going. Oh yeah,
and then we go to our flashback where we talk about the history of the school, and they talk about the first black student who was admitted. What was his name?
Last name was something Albert Wood or something.
Wood.
That's what Woodlawn is named after.
Right. And he's in this. I'm not sure what class this would be.
I think it's like they say frenio something dealing with looking at the mind and stuff. And it got to be crazy as fuck if you a black person back in this time and being able to be in a class with all these white people at this big time school, and you got to see 3 actual black men half naked, like freaking monkeys, like animals, like experiments, just sitting on this freaking stools, and this white teacher is trying to explain to everybody that their brains aren't as big as the white man's brain. And you seeing your brother, your reflection of yourself sitting up there like that's a mind fuck of all mind fucks, man. One of the many that black people have to endure.
And there was no change to his approach either in how he delivered that, how he said it. It's almost like he wasn't sitting there in the class as a student, hearing all the things he's saying.
Because, white man presented this as just fact, like the air is blue. You know what I mean? The air is blue. That's basically what he was really saying. The air is blue, bitch. Right. But the sky is blue, water is wet. Black people have smaller brains.
Because I said so.
Because that's what it is. Because I said so. And if you're a black person now, you just have to.
You gotta accept it because that's what the fuck we teaching.
Yep.
And that's a problem with the schools now. Damn, straight up reflection. Because right now, to this day, our history gets whitewashed, and the things that we learn are whitewashed. You know what I mean?
Everything is whitewashed. They don't talk about the actual, basically, genocides and what really happened with colonization and slavery and all that type of
and
stuff.
So many. Like, so much we learned, like we spoke about in some previous episodes, so much that we learned that we should learn in middle school and in high school, and they they brainwash us in so many ways. And even though things have gotten better since Albert Wood's time, so many things are still reflections, man.
Yeah, it's still the same. And then, so when we go back to the present day and we see our little songbird, Joelle singing in the, I guess, Glee Club or
choir, college
choir.
Singing the freaking Black national
The
anthem.
same thing that she said, irony, the same thing that she sung when we saw her get valedictorian. They have her singing in a group with these white people, and she's singing like she's loving singing this song, and I take it in. And wait, one time for the freaking earrings, she got pig earrings. Them earrings.
Shout out to the earrings, they're beautiful, and the hair wrap.
They freaking pics. They tight. We got it on pause if we look at it. I can look at it and shit. But the irony is she's always playing second fiddle to Sam and shit. So I'm imagining while she's in this space, while she's singing, and she don't look like she's singing around everybody or whatever. Wait, we ain't get that yet. Oh, she did sing for Reggie. Did that happen yet?
For Reggie at the open mic. Yeah, that happened already.
That happened already. Yeah. Okay, bam. Whatever. Anyway, moving forward. But they're like, what I'm about to say? Oh, she looked like, I'm finally getting to be the number one. Right. And I'm a black person, and I'm singing black music, so I should be number one in this space.
Oh, I'm about to kill this shit. It's about to be a breeze.
And a white choir director still telling her to silence herself, black woman.
Yeah, you think you can dial it back
a little bit, Blackie, basically.
Yeah. Dial down your blackness for the black national anthem.
So that the white people don't have to feel left out.
Come on, dog. This is just like,
there's so
many layers in that. There's so much going on from her identity to the oh my God. Like, this is a great scene, and they just throw it at you. And it's simple, but it's simple but subtle, but direct. It's a weird dichotomy. And we breaking down Joelle, and she's the highest in her anatomy class. Over people like something De La Cruz and T. King, and she just figuring that they white boys, and she kicking that ass because she got 99. I love seeing her be, at the top of her class at Ivy League. Mm-hmm. Black girl magic, keep winning.
Shouts. So then we jump to the radio show. This is her first. We take this as her first radio show with episode.
Yeah, with Sam, this is the first time she's actually going to sit down and co-host with
Sam.
With Sam, yeah.
And it's a little bit of they have to get used to one another and kind of get into a rhythm, it seems, there, because
Sam used to being alone.
Sam is used to being alone and spouting and working the mic on her own, so she's having a little bit of trouble learning how to give a little bit.
And once again, I see myself and Sam in this scene, because I remember especially when I first started the podcast. I still do it now, I can't front. But when I first started the podcast, I got a mass comm major, and I had my own radio show in college. And I was a host of a morning whole breakfast club type show, and we had to wake up early as fuck before class to do this damn show. And I also had my own show.
What time you had to get up?
Like 7,
Oh, wow.
Because we had to do the morning show before you go to class and shit. So we run there like 7 to 9, nigga, then get their ass to class and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and I also have my own afternoon show by myself. or whatnot. That was like the first iteration of a Fly with Bats type thing. But it was by myself. So I remember when I first started podcasting, it was like one of those things where you have to learn to trust your co-host. Because, what you don't want is a lot of dead air. Or what you don't want is, to feel like, okay, this shit, the energy going down or the ball getting dropped. So it's almost like when you trying to keep it going. So I know where Sam coming from. She's trying to keep it going. But she got to realize your co-host is there and you got to let them finish their statement. You got to let them get their thought out. You got to So I saw so much of myself just like trying to grow as a podcaster and as a radio personality in this scene. Like I said, my 3 people is Reggie, Sam, and Troy, dog. Like whenever I watch the episodes or something dealing with them, I'm like, I be doing that.
Right.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
like
me
that.
too.
Oh, I'm probably doing that right fucking now.
Me too. Me too. But yeah, so we eventually just kind of the whole conversation kind of gets interrupted by a tweet by Alt Ivy, which I can't remember.
Yeah, they start talking about basically in general how irritating online beefs and white people can be online with some of their bullshit.
Do y'all know anything about Black Scientology? I mean, not Black, about Scientology?
A little bit, yeah.
I know like a little bit. I've watched a documentary.
I just know that some kind of way aliens and knowledge are involved.
Okay.
That's all I know.
I the documentary kind of followed it followed this guy that supposedly started it.
Wait, pause for 1 second. The reason why I'm bringing this up, people that watching, listening, is because they come at her head saying that she seemed like some alien baby, like one of the people coming at her on Twitter or whatever they say, Shufa or whatever it is, calling her an alien baby, and that's what she brings up, that black people don't do the Scientology shit. And then that made me think about, I don't know shit about Scientology, but what you said, like something dealing with an alien. So what you about to say?
It kind of evolved into that. It's about. To be honest with you, man, I was flying really high that day. But I do remember that it's about something in your soul, your core, or whatever. You have like they give you numbers and stuff like that, and you have to go to these meetings and / sessions where they like pull the bad energy out of you, and then you become a higher level and stuff. It's really
where
weird.
the aliens come in though.
The aliens, that's something that's sort of happened in the later years. Like that's not something where it started. That's something that it kind of evolved into. I kind of remember that section too well.
Because it's such a weird name, Scientology. I felt, because when I first heard the realm, you would think that's something that scientists would be into. And you know what I mean? You call it Scientology, I feel like that's something where scientists be like, you know what? The people who think the Big Bang Theory and no God, I just felt like it was some scientist, some shit. So I found out it's about a bunch of white people coming together, entertainers and aliens and sacrificing their own, whatever the fuck they doing. And I found out the only person that's ever been attached to a black is Will Smith. Like, so apparently Will Smith dealt with some of that shit at one point, and I'm like, wait, Will, don't be doing that. What you on? Oh, he was, because he was mad when South Park made that episode, made fun of it. He actually quit South Park for a minute over some shit that you just found out in your adult life. Like, I can understand, like, okay, like, people that are Christian. I'm not going to show no religion in any manner. But, like, most times I can understand an adult Christian being offended because you grew up in that since you were a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Since you're a kid. It's indoctrinated in you. So if you've been a child believing this religion all up into adulthood and some shit go down and you like 40 or 50 and you're offended and that's something that you've been riding with for 40, 50 years, yeah, I understand that. Nigga, you just learned about Scientology maybe a year before that. You gonna quit your job over it, nigga?
Right.
The fuck?
Is Will Smith really involved in Scientology?
It was rumored.
Allegedly.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he never admitted to it. It was
allegedly
rumored.
him and Jada.
Yeah, it was rumored.
Or it could. I've also heard that they're just affiliated and have relationships with people that are heavy within the Church of Scientology. I've also heard that. They don't really deny it. They don't really.
Yeah, it's like talking about their sex life, whether they're swingers. They know how to avoid how to jump around this question.
Yeah.
So you can't say that we lied to you because you can't say we actually told you anything.
It ain't your damn business.
It ain't your goddamn business. And shouts out to Jada Pinkett, Red Table Talk on Facebook. Let's show that it's a Facebook show.
Yeah.
Cool as fuck.
Man, I gotta get my damn
Shout out to
password
Jada
back.
Pinkett.
But I forgot you got hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jada.
I don't remember what my password is.
Jada, Willow, and Jada's mom is 3 generations of their family, and basically they sit around this Red Table when they talk about like real ass issues and shit. Like the first episode,
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Yeah,
and it's cool. And it's not even that long. Like this last episode, she talking about grief and death, and she's talking about like with Tupac mentor and shit. And Willow
so
dropped
dope.
some interesting information about her growing up and dealing with the Whip It fame and shit, Whip My Hair fame. And on the first episode, she talked to Will Smith's ex-wife that basically Jada kind of like was dating while Will was still with her and shit, and they had this woman-to-woman talk about just having to still be this big family because Will has a son with her. Yeah, and these two women sat and ran it, and it's like Willow and Jada mom was watching that interview, so you see their reactions to watching Jada have this conversation, and it was just cool.
It's like a real conversation.
A real conversation, and the thing is, of course, this is some things that they like. Of course, this is. They've been having this life. It's not like they've never talked before. No, this is but there are certain things that you could tell that they're getting off their chest that they've never said to each other, which is still interesting because they've had this blended family for all these years, and it just feels like some honesty. It's like Jada, in this phase of her career, I watch your talk show, baby, like. It's cool, so we just segued, but we never segued. We just rambled out of this shit. But we with Joelle. If you don't know that, we pause it now. You should know. But we back with Joelle and Sam, and once again, Sam's getting trolled and she's getting fucked with, and she keeps cutting off Joelle, and she has to learn how to have a partner, and it just makes Joelle once again feel small because it's like, man, like. You say I was gonna be your partner, and I'm feeling like your sidekick again. And I feel like I'm always feeling like your sidekick.
Right.
And this comes after the poster and everything, just back to back.
Back to back.
It's just too much.
Now I'm about to meet up with your ex in the freaking library.
Now she, one of these secret meetings.
How did you guys feel about this? Because you guys don't like Gabe.
First off, shouts out. Damn, I'm feeling like I'm noticing all of her style. I love her style. Like, because I was looking at what she was wearing. Joelle, she's wearing when she walked in this library. She had these like baggy
she's
type
always
of,
swaggy.
These jeans and this nice jacket. I'm like, okay, swag up. But Gabe, fuck Gabe. Still,
basically.
Hey, you think we gotta?
I just don't want anybody.
What's up with black women?
I don't want anybody to talk to Gabe.
What's up with black women and wanting to hide
his
me?
face. I hate his hair.
Friend?
No, you shouldn't have any friends.
Why do black women want to hide me?
You shouldn't even be allowed. Never mind.
He
You should be alone.
Oh wow!
I'm over Sam. I'm over it. I am. You walked in here like this is witness protection.
Why do you feel
And I'm glad that Joelle shut down that bullshit from Gabe early. Like, look, I ain't about to be your middleman between you and Sam, nigga. Look, I'm helping you with your show, and I still feel like Gabe, you're only doing this show because you just broke up with your black girlfriend, probably your first black girlfriend, and now you want to feel like a superhuman. I'm like a Superman, like a superhero. I mean to say, to be like, yes, now I'm gonna avenge racism because you couldn't. Like, I just don't dig this.
AKA white guilt.
Nigga, he's white guilt personified on top of heartbreak. You mix white guilt with some heartbreak, and this nigga just because I don't think he would have made this documentary if him and Sam were still together.
No, he wouldn't have.
No, I don't think so.
It would have been about something else.
Yeah.
Something whole different, dog. That's what bothers me when I see him talking. I try to use Sam friends, and it's all her partners. Who else in your fucking documentary, Gabe? And then he brings up Reggie. And I'm like, nigga, you really want to throw Reggie dick at Joelle, won't you? Because you don't want that Reggie dick nowhere around Sam.
Yep.
And she says something interesting. I don't want Sam sloppy seconds, but don't you know? I feel like you have been wanting Reggie.
Kinda. You have. She been wanting Reggie even when
she wanted him first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She been wanting Reggie. That's never changed at all. But of course she's gonna verbalize the opposite because it's like I'm too good for that. And I think also a part of her probably feels a little rejected because she's had to watch this whole kind of rendezvous with Sam and Reggie go back and forth.
And it's all these like twists. It's like Reggie's in love with Sam. Sam is conflicted over Gabe, even though she still loves him too. Gabe still loves Sam. Joelle wants Reggie. It's
annoying.
It's just twist. And
crazy.
I don't think Reggie knows how to process Joelle. I think he has his thing for Sam, but he liked Joelle.
Right.
I don't think Sam fully knows how to process Reggie all the time. Because sometimes I'm thinking that she just see Reggie as a partner. Yeah. But then other times I'll be like, wait. Do you just see Reggie as a partner? Like, I know you love like your white boy, but he said this in the first season. I still feel it to a degree. You be stringing this man along, because it's not like he hides the fact that he like you.
Right.
Yeah, Reggie, right?
Reggie.
Yeah, agreed.
You feel me? So he's been taking pointers. Gabe has been taking pointers from Joelle about his documentary.
Right, his little stupid self-serving documentary.
And so
no, I'm not saying I think I'm racist as much anymore.
Yeah, whatever, guys. So we're following Joelle to her anatomy class. She's in a different class because she missed her last one. So now she's in a whole different different people in here. So now she's finally going to run across T. King, who she thought was a white guy, but he winds up being the most Nubian, blackest of all the black men who've ever blacked.
And he comes up to her and he calls up her last name, and he's like, I always want to know who you were, and then he says King. Trevor King.
See, that's probably not your real last name. Hotel probably changed his last name to King.
He probably did change it. Because no matter what, every day I want to be identified as what I am. A king.
I'm a king. My blood is of kings.
I'm a king. I'm descended from a long line of kings.
Most slaves were descended from kings.
No, none of us were probably.
I mean, maybe, but most weren't.
No.
But once again, Joelle just, man, I mean, she, her panties turned into, like, Seattle weather, baby. Like, it was just, it was all from the handshake. She completely falls for him,
because I will give her this. He's a handsome, dark-skinned man.
Yeah, he got that deep voice.
He got that beard. He has these eyes.
He's
not the most handsome thing in the world. He kind of looks like a
no, don't turn on him. No, don't turn on the black man. First, he's about to get his man props, and then he's about to shit on him. No,
nah, he's cute. He's handsome.
He's handsome. I get it. I
My
get
nigga
that
said
not no more.
I get it.
I don't ever want to be called. He's cute, but
he's handsome.
You don't ever want to be called.
You don't want to be called handsome and then compared to other things, some of which are not human.
Oh, it's fucked up. So they're having this discourse over this this supposed open body because they're in anatomy class, and they both. Looking like they want to be surgeons or something. So they start
having this really flirtatious banter over a dead body, and they start saying the same thing at the same times, and they let out this really cheesy laugh, and I'm like, she reminds me of one of those really bad, like, crime shows where it's like, doctor, we have the body, and then, like, somebody's boob pops out, and he's like, but you look so good, I just want to fuck you right now. Even though there's body, maybe that's porn.
Yeah, it sounds like porn.
I was gonna say, I was like, this does sound familiar.
Sounds like porn.
This doesn't sound like something I watch on network TV.
Yeah, never
For two, I didn't get that vibe.
No, I was like, yeah, this definitely sounds familiar. I know this story.
I like the redhead white guy that was popping in.
I just thought it was funny that it was over a cadaver. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
He said, don't we sound like a Shonda Rhimes show? And the white guy's like,
there we go.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Shonda Rhimes got titties over dead bodies. Come on. A little bit.
Sure.
No?
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I'm sure her anatomy is all over the place.
And it's probably pretty gray.
Yeah.
But but like it's funny with the little white guy. Like get the little two scenes about someone being dark but not that dark, and him saying that I like the Shonda Rhimes show, and it reminded me of, since season 1 is now fresh, there's one scene where this white boy jumped in and said, we should do things like Germany. and we were talking about dealing with slavery and shit. And everybody's like, what?
The knowledge.
He was like, no, he's talking about educating them about their history, their horrendous history, not the horrible genocide part. Yeah. Like, like every time they throw white people in here in these black spaces,
it's always awkward.
It gets awkward. It's always so awkward. But it's always funny awkward. And that actor did his thing. So as they leave class, they're loving each other's company.
Yeah, they flirting and whatnot, and
like they have this off shot. They do this, I call it the black people shot now, because in most black shows and black series,
it's this really cool shot where they leave a lot of empty room, and it makes the shot a lot more interesting. Honestly,
it's different for me.
Yeah, it is different.
And
I like it.
He flirts with her. There's this fake. She faints. It was a great little scene because he invites her to go someplace she's never seen before. He's saying all the right things. He's confident. He's talking to her. He's flirting in a respectful manner.
He's looking her up and down.
He's giving her eye contact. I mean, he's doing all the right things. So we should have known the misdirect was coming. We should have known he was too good to be true. Mm-hmm. We should have known early. We should have known. God damn it! So
we should have.
We were hypnotized.
He do the Goodfellas and bring her into the kitchen. And I'm like, damn, what's about to go down here?
Right.
I'm like, oh snap, he about to cook for her. Oh shit, that's how you do it.
That's it right there. That's how you get us.
That's how you get it.
Come to us with your pretty skin, your pretty teeth, and your beard, if you have one. And feed us. So
apparently the food students have exams like every day.
Right.
So they have all this food that they prepare, and half the time it gets thrown away. So certain students have found a way to, hey, like him, he made it a date spot. Yeah. We get to try all this exotic ass food, and I get to impress this really pretty girl. So once again, he handling his business, dog. This was like it's just straight from some mafia film. We walk through the back kitchen and now we getting served straight up. This amazingness and they
romantic style with a little table, little centerpiece right there, little flowers
so
there,
cute.
boom, boom.
And they have chemistry, man. I cannot deny that they have chemistry early. And I'm kind of
turns south, but I mean, before it turns south, that actually works out really well, I think.
You dig? So then they start people watching, and they have that in common. And this scene that they show. Now, this scene, I say this, it was on the nose as fuck.
It was.
But it don't make it any less true.
Yeah.
So set the stage, man. Security guard.
Yeah, so they were talking about basic, I think, being black people at a PWI and people watching, white watching, I think they called it. It's like, he said it was like being at a Major League Baseball game without the racially insensitive mascots or something like that. But then this quote-unquote campus security, a.k.a. rent-a-cop, comes up and sees this group of white boys playing with guns and it's like, oh, look at y'all having good fun, good boys. But then he sees this nerdy-ass, quiet as, fucking student paying tuition there, minding his business. Black dude walk by and he looks him up and down.
That boy got a Cosby sweater.
He sees him pulling somebody's
bag. That boy
so
got reverend glasses. He should not in any way be seen as a threat on this campus right now.
Right.
That makes it so on the nose, But you know what I would have found a little more interesting is if we would have had a more, I'm not gonna use that word, but let's just say a different type. Walking past.
But you understand that the message they want to get across is even if you're that guy. It's like when we was watching Black Lightning. He's like the Jefferson Pierce thing. Jefferson Pierce a whole goddamn principal.
And they
at
still
a school
treated him
like a nigga.
Right.
So once again, it was so on the nose, but some people need to understand this message of don't matter who you are.
It's
still nigga. Still nigga,
right.
But it's like, oh my goodness. But they whitewash and they peep that whole deal. Something else I want to say about this nerdy guy that's pulling a book out. It's so trippy that you would be security even doing all that. He doing the most.
He doing too much.
And it's just like my man is ignoring the fuck out of him. It's like you know what the fuck is up. He's just ignoring the shit out of you.
And for all you know, that nigga's Batman or Superman or something.
He probably is Batman. He's Batman.
Man, that's Static right there. Man.
Static Shock. Mm-hmm. So the homie, what's the hotel name again? Oh, King. Trevor King.
Right.
King.
Yeah.
So King give him the hard stare, and then he started letting out his first signs of hotepery when he starts saying like, they ain't gonna give it to us, the white man, we gonna take it. You know what I mean? Once again, early remark. But once again, like and he stopped himself because once again, this could just be a very passionate black man that's about revolution, or it could be a motherfucker that's on that other shit.
It won't be televised.
Kind of reminds me of like those movies. I'm about to go left. I'm sorry. Where like a person is like secretly a werewolf or some shit, and they trying to hide it. And like they have moments throughout the day where like they'll like a drop of blood will fall and they'll like smell it, and their pupils will get bigger, and then they'll be like, oh shit, I'm okay. Like
let me hold this back.
It's kind of like at the full moon, the hotep shall arise, and he's trying to hide it. That's what that reminds me.
And she just looks away.
He has these moments,
and she looks, and whenever she looks away, the hair comes off of his skin, and the claws come out, and the teeth grow, and then he holds it in, and when she looks back, he looks normal and shit.
Exactly what it is.
That's what's happening, dog. When she looks away, his beard gets a little fuller.
It's kind of like
his shirt starts to turn into a slight dashiki.
It's kind of like the black anti-Twilight if Edward was a fucked up ass hotep with a beard.
For some reason, he starts sweating cocoa butter. He's like, "Where's his cocoa butter?" And black soap starts falling out of his goddamn pockets. But one thing I did want to speak on the security guard looking at the kid. It's something that we spoke on before. I need my police officers to have discernment, to know when they're dealing with what type of person. Because one thing I often get mad about is when I get pulled over by cops, and let's say I could be wearing a suit, glasses, all that shit, and you still talking to me like you gonna talk to like some hardcore gangster thug nigga that's gonna probably say, fuck you, cop. I'm not saying fuck you, cop. I'm greeting you with absolute respect. How you doing, officer? Man, it's like, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta do all that. So when I saw him looking at that nerdy looking dude, so like how what would constitute the stereotypical nerd with the glasses and the books and shit, when I'm like, dude, you look stupid. I feel like when I saw them cops hack up that old white lady, that old black lady, when I look at cops hack up anybody that you could look at like that's not a threat. Why are you even coming at it? You look stupid. That's why even though it's on the nose, I need people to see how stupid these cop types look when they come at people so aggressively and so extra that need not get that treatment.
Right.
That's what that showed me when I watched it. That's why I forgave a bit of it being, all right, y'all, we get it. But I get you. You know what I mean? At the same time, I get you, Justin.
Yeah.
So, apparently Terry King has never been to the black area. Never came to Armstrong Parker. He has his own little uppity thoughts about what that probably is. So, she's also not ready to bring him around Sam and all these people because she feel like he gonna see Sam and probably go,
new toy, yeah.
Just like with Reggie.
Right.
So we're in the meeting and she's texting B while all the black people are together and they trying to get Carson still. And I'm glad to see all the black people together. And I think that is that same guy, dog.
That is him.
That's the same guy from.
That's that guy.
We were wondering if the guy off mic. We were wondering if the guy that that made the joke about the Shonda Rhimes and he wanted to be down when they were having the flirtations and medical banter. We was wondering if he was the same guy earlier episodes when the white people first gentrified Armstrong Parker. If he was the one that was down with, if he was down with Joe already saying, "Look at you guys, like look at this fellow
how
white
you look?"
Yeah. And now it makes sense if they are both in the same class or something for him and Joe to have that connection already.
Right.
They use their actors, man.
They do. I love that.
They really
I love
use
that.
all of their peripheral characters, bro. Like, I give them so much props for this. So back to where we are. They're discussing how their plan of attack, and this is when we first see the character Ricky, who's played by the other big time cameo from Dear White People, the movie. This is a big get. Tessa Thompson.
Yes.
How'd you feel when you first saw her in this motherfucker?
I was so happy. It brought me right back to the movie. I was like, oh, I had a sentimental moment.
And it's so ironic that she's playing the Candace Owens. It's the black Tommy Lauren type.
Right.
The black conservative.
So ironic. Oh,
but yeah, when you saw Tessa, Marty, what you was thinking?
Oh, I was just like, oh wow, that's right. She's getting too big for this show. But no, I was just like, I was real happy to see her. I was like, oh, okay, cool, second cameo. So, damn, who's gonna show up next? You know what I'm saying? Is what's his name? Your boy with the deep voice. Is he gonna show up?
Who?
The one who played the dad in the movie.
Fuck him.
Oh, okay.
I love his voice, the Allstate man.
Yeah, the Allstate.
I'm sorry.
I hate
and he's a
voice.
very
Why
accomplished
you hate his voice?
actor with many things, and I just
I
call him
hate
the
the way he
Allstate
talks.
man.
Me too. I call him the Allstate. That's how
Sorry.
people know him.
Dennis Haysbert.
That's it.
I love
Dennis
Mr.
Haysbert.
Dennis's voice.
I hate his
like
voice.
it.
He always talk like he's stuffed up. He would all stink. I don't like. I hear you say this
You're-
voice.
I love his voice.
I hate his voice, and the people often tell me you tripping, Martin. And anybody who listens
kinda
back,
are, man.
if you've been listening to
His
every
voice comforts
episode
me.
of the FlyWithBats podcast, you already know where I was going with this because I often talk about how much I hate his voice. I hate when he speaks.
I hope you have to meet him one day. I hope you get stuck in the elevator with him.
Oh shit, yeah.
Only thing I want to do with him is be in a scene. That means I'm working. Anyway,
I hope the scene
is in an elevator.
I hope that we live to see the day where you can make Siri sound like whoever you want to sound like,
and it'll be him.
and somebody hacks you and makes it his
Forever,
voice.
and there's nothing you can do.
And there's
all
not
of
a
your
thing you
phones
can
sound
do
like that
about it.
forever.
Yeah.
I would never use Siri. I'll be like
Or-
Darius
or
on Atlanta and
I
use an
hope
actual
you-
map.
I hope you get some kind of thing that happens to you where everybody's voice sounds like his.
Why y'all? Why?
There you go. That's better.
Why though? Why?
Like a Twilight Zone kind of thing.
See, y'all have no reason.
Just for like 24
No
hours.
why for putting this disdainful shit upon me.
Curse.
You know what would be bad to happen? If I did meet him.
Freaky
If we
Fred.
got cool as fuck. If we worked together and he said, you know what? Mr. Bradford, I'm going to listen to your podcast. And he hears all this shit I've been talking about his
please
voice.
let that
Oh,
happen.
you know,
That would be the worst.
Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be.
please let
No,
that
you know what?
happen.
No, this is more interesting. What if you all had a Freaky Friday and you had his voice?
Nah.
You had a Freaky Friday.
Because I'll be cool because if I'm in his body
cool
with
with
his
that?
voice,
Cause it wouldn't sound the same.
the same to me, right? It wouldn't
You
hit me
sure?
the same. It
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I feel like I feel like you want to punch yourself.
I
in
probably
the
would
face.
learn to love it because I'm him now, or he's me, or whatever that is. When
Really?
I'm talking to other people.
Fair enough.
You hear me? But I think if like in reality, because I've often
hate
thought
you,
that
bro,
shit. Like certain
mercenary.
people on this podcast that I just don't fuck with. Like let's say I've ever met Bow Wow, and I've often talked so much Cash Money shit about Bow Wow. I'm not a fan of him as a person, as an artist, none of that shit. So let's say I meet Bow Wow because he be acting and shit. Let's say we get casting something together, and I find out that this. What if he's cool as fuck? Like, what about me, Bow Wow,
You be like,
and
man,
we
that's
click?
No, nigga, that's how I be making my little coins to stay relevant.
Yeah.
What do I say then? I'm saying this though. If there's ever been anybody I said anything about negatively, that like I don't rock with you and I have to meet you and work with you and I find out you're cool, I will come back on my podcast and be like, you know what?
Gotta take it back.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like I said that for once because I'm in this web series. Oh, J.Steel in it too in this web series called King Esther with I told you with Black
Janet
Janet Hubert.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever said nothing bad about her. the dark skin Aunt Viv. I don't think I ever said anything bad about her, but I feel like we covered a story of her saying some crazy shit that I didn't agree with, so I wouldn't be surprised if I cracked a joke. Right. And after working with her and meeting with her, that's a very cool, down to earth ass woman. I fuck with her. She's eccentric, but like, if I ever say anything bad, then I'm really taking it back. So I'm like, damn, I got to meet you, I got to work with you. You're good peoples. I take that back, but Bow Wow though, I don't know. Mr. Allstate guy, he seemed like he'd be cool. I just don't like his voice. I have no problem with him as a person.
Yeah.
See, Bow Wow's a person.
That's not really bad. Yeah, that's not really bad.
Dennis Haysbert doesn't bother me as a person.
You could probably get out of that. Yeah. But Bow Wow, you may have to
eat some crow.
Yeah.
Eat some top level. Some top level.
Bruce Lee you're gonna have to boil it and with some alligator sauce.
Now I got a confession. Now I'm glad. Now you said that you heard in episode 10 there's also a big cameo, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know what it is, right?
What?
We don't.
I found out that
you got spoiled, right?
No, I thought I got spoiled. So this is what happened. This happened when I was with you guys.
Oh, okay.
We were on Tessa Thompson's IMDb, and we was going through all her bottom of her shit. Y'all weren't looking, but I accidentally scrolled up higher, and I saw that she was going to be on 2 episodes. No, I don't remember how many. It was a couple episodes of Dear White People, the TV series. And so I saw that, I scrolled down, and I remembered that you said that there's supposed to be, at some point, a big cameo. Yeah. So when we were on her thing, I was like, I just spoiled myself that Tessa Thompson's going to be here. That must be that big cameo. It's in that exact same episode that I say later, like, y'all, I got spoiled. But I don't tell y'all when it happened. It happened right then on her IMDb page. So when I saw her earlier on this episode, on episode 5, I rejoiced. Because there's still hope for me not knowing anything about episode 10. Because they wouldn't be talking that cash money. They wouldn't be talking like all this about a big cameo in 10 if it was her. Because she popped up in 5. Is how I'm looking at it.
Right. Okay, yeah.
That's not her.
So I still have hope. I was spoiled that she was coming, but I still got surprised because I wasn't expecting her here. Right. So I still got to get the surprise of seeing her pop up when I didn't expect it. And I still got hope that I'm not spoiled at all for the season finale.
Yeah, I'm hoping too. Yeah, no, you make a good point though.
So
I'm hoping you're right.
Big ass ramble off, but well, how do you feel about this back and forth between woke ass Carson and white woke ass Ricky?
I love it. I think it's so funny and so ironic, like we said, especially with who Tessa was in the movie.
Right.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
And like my boy over here was like kind of, I feel like he's Bill Maher.
Oh, the white guy over there that has them going.
He's very Bill Maher.
Yeah.
That guy.
Did y'all see it too? Okay, cool. Because I'm like, I haven't,
He's definitely that guy.
That seems like it.
And they're letting her get her wins, man, as well. There's a great back and forth between these two opposing sides. And, of course, conservative James agrees with her. And, he's in love with her. Because that's the thing. I'm way more to it than him because on his first season, he was... They say he's a conservative friend of Troy. Mm-hmm. And they were sitting at a table. It was him and a reverend guy. I don't know what happened to the reverend guy. He's somewhere around here. But, where we at in this?
They're going back and forth about
and they talked about how she advocated against
she advocates Black History Month.
Yeah, bro, like what?
White History
Month. Are you kidding me? And Reggie in this meeting, all the white people keep on bringing up these. It's this case of white people wanting to be oppressed so fucking bad. And it's these things that we lived through for years that you get the slightest case of it and you have a freaking problem. I love it when Reggie said you people and then the white girl say you people and Sam said, yeah, you people. What the fuck you mean? Of course we're gonna say you people. It's like somebody online said it made me laugh I dare a white person to come at me for calling them a colonizer already. And I'm like, yeah, because you are. Like, what you gonna say? You people. But it feels weird being reduced to a color, huh? Is what Sam asks these white people who are just so confused as to why diversity matters. Like, come on, and why they're so uncomfortable being the minority in a space. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how you react with just a little bit of heat, but when you born in the fire, man, it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
So you react to steam the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
So. As Ricky and Carson go at it, we get into Joelle is flirting with Trevor, and she looking at Reggie. Like, once again, they have this little thing, and she doesn't know what she want to do, but Elle is all in her business.
Elle is all in her Kool-Aid, looking at her messages as she's texting
Trevor won't kick it. Trevor won't kick it. You feel me? And this scene, we see the first the first little interactions with Rashid and Alex and Al that made me feel like they have a secret.
Right.
And
yeah.
You know what I mean? The way they go back and forth with each other, and we find out later that they're roommates. And early on, you see, it makes sense because their back and forth makes it just yeah.
Right.
The secret
you
comes
the
later.
Chemistry. Right.
You dig? So Rashid, I like. He kind of flirted with Joelle here, but he don't know how to flirt. But he tried. It's like once again another person seemingly another person seeming to have a freaking crush. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we got what's her name? Joelle. We got Joelle also admitting that she doesn't want to tell him she don't want to bring Trevor around because what we said earlier.
Right.
She's afraid to lose him to Sam because she got this complex.
She's a little self-conscious, and you can totally understand why.
She got this complex at this point.
Right.
And it goes into the dark-skinned girl, light-skinned girl dichotomy that we spoke on earlier. Of how the media portrays. Mm-hmm. Anybody listening to this already know that. We ain't got to break down that issue.
Right. We ain't got to go deep on it. People already know what's up, especially if you're a black person. We know what's up.
Right. We know what colorism is. It still bothers me that there's a red squiggly that goes under the word. If you type it in Microsoft Word or anywhere, as if colorism is not a real word.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. People, go on your Microsoft Word or whatever, any word processor. Do this. Type in the word colorism. It will come up as not a word.
Wow.
That's how in denial our society is about this being a thing. All the things, bling bling has made it into Webster.
Right.
But colorism isn't a word. Ain't that some shit?
Not surprising at all. So yeah, we have this moment with Sam and Joe, and they go back to their room or whatever, and basically Joe lets Sam know, girl, I got a man. I got a crush. And they kind of have that moment that
Sam called her on it. Like, Sam looked like you glowing something different about you. You did.
You can tell. Trust me, you can always tell when your girlfriend is talking to a new dude. You can always tell. There's always that glow. She disappears a little bit. She's being a little more secretive. Yeah. So she kind of caught on to that. Was like, girl, who you talking to?
I like the happy dance.
Yeah, they happy dancers.
y'all do that shit?
Oh, yeah, we do that.
Girls dance for anything.
We definitely do that. We dance for food and men. Yes, we do it. We do it.
You say he was flirting over a dead body. So,
I think men do their
own
happy dance.
Yeah, we do, but it's about other things.
It's in your pants.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair fucking enough.
Fair enough.
So, Sam tells her that you need to bring her around, and Sam got the nerve to bring up her keeping Trevor a secret. And I'm glad Joelle said, nigga, who the fuck you coming at? Oh, and the little joke she came at her with was like, what's his name? Trevor. What's his last name? I think she was the Nunya.
Wait, what?
No, mind you. Hit you with the mind you. She told Sam was trying to...
yeah.
And so, that was another relatable moment. So, it's kind of a thing, like, when you start talking to a guy, at least for girls, like, be like, girl, okay, what's his name? And then they'll be like, oh, okay, tell me his whole name. Because immediately you're going to social media. Girl, let me see what he look like. Oh, okay. That is definitely a thing. So, Sam has that moment with Joe, and she's like, oh, what's his name? Oh, and she says, Trevor, mind you. For a minute, I'm like, damn, that's a weird-ass last name. And then we realize she's saying, bitch, mind your business.
And I'm glad they didn't spell it out, like... Sam just got like, oh, it was like the same thing that happened on another episode with Joe when Joe was like, man, we want to take a run like this is a television show. How can you even really talk? You trying to shut me up? Yeah, like they I love them as friends. I'm glad that they brought that relationship out into the forefront on this show.
Yeah, their chemistry, how they get each other. They speak their own language.
Right.
Whoever's in the writing room, I love that you write for women and men equally well, because a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate it.
Once again, my man is at it again with his date now. I can't remember exactly where they are here. Y'all remember exactly?
Are they walking around and he's talking about white people and black people? Let's see. How does it start? Let's go back to.
I think you can at this point when you sit at this point you can see all the points or something like that in the school or something. I can't remember.
His fangs. All I know is his fangs are on the show. Yeah,
this is when I started looking at him like, okay, I think something is wrong with you.
All right, so one of them says, I grew up. Let's go back. We got the subtitles right, y'all. We're gonna go back officially so we can get the proper contextual situations. So dad's a doctor, mom's a lawyer. They're totes in love 30 years. She breaking down her family, Joelle is, yeah. And she said she had a Huxtable paradise, but she talking about now she's in a different world with a lot of white extras. And,
I feel that, girl.
And once again, he's being a Mr. Man. He trying to put on some shit that she don't know anything about. And she talked about how basically have a great conversation. And he says, nothing enthralls me more than a beautiful woman with a beautiful mind, which also, some things he says about women tends to imply that most women are dumb.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And you're so special because...
You're special because you're one of the ones that actually has a brain.
And he says that a few times, not even realizing
he says it a few times, and I'm just like, okay, hold up, something's happening. What do you mean?
But they make it smooth and they make it slick, and it's with the second watch that you really catch it. And as they walk around, they see these look like tombstones with all these foreign words on it. We get back to once again the storytelling of everything else of these secret societies. We get these little portions of it, and he moves one. I don't know how the fuck you know about it. He moves one of these gravestone looking things over. He pulls his book out like so casually.
Right.
Like I'm like, dude, you just pulled a book out from a secret stash out in the open, son. Why is it so casual of you?
Right.
That's what I'm wondering. And there's the X on the back of this once again. From the first episode, I was like, who is this Order of X? Who are these people, man? They started following Sam, and they just keep on popping up. So now we sitting with them. They running it, and he's talking about the secret societies and such, and he giving her the rundown about the billionaires, and it's very interesting, man. And really, we find out that most of the world is really run by, even if it's not secret societies like, oh my God, the Boogeyman, there are a whole bunch of clubs, so to say, that when you really learn about how our country works in particular, you be fucked up in the head.
Right.
Do your research and you'll get what I'm talking about. If you have done your research, you already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, what they doing here? So they running about the secret societies, how shit go or whatnot, and she leads this into going into basically inviting him to telling him you need to come to you need to come around my way, you need to come with us to Armstrong Park. So now that she are they underground?
Yeah, they're in the bottom of I don't know if it's
Armstrong Parker, and they talk about how the Underground Railroad was also connected to Armstrong Parker's underground.
Right.
And like she feels like she put him on information, but then he shows her this whole secret spot. There's all these fucking X's.
All these X's, which is another
Order of X. Order of X. This Order of X shit. And I'm like, man, where are we going with this Order of X? Like every episode has a little trinket of it. Even up until where we are in episode 8, alleged 9, but 8 on the record. And it's funny. It's funny how it comes up in episode 9. That's all I'm gonna say. So she they have a makeout session with these exes in the background.
They like doing sexual things or possibly sexual things in strange places.
In strange places.
That's
and that's
no
just
judgment.
fine.
That is okay.
No judgment.
Pause. Strangest place either of you ever had sex. Boom. Wow. On record, on there. Call your balls. Strangest.
Strangest? Oh.
That people would not expect. Or situation. Oh my God. I feel like you just ran the gambit of things in your head. He just censored about three.
He
three.
Did.
I just,
three.
One.
Clear his throat. Awkwardly. I once had sex in a hospital parking lot.
Okay.
And this girl I was messing with at the time, we were bringing her grandparents to the hospital, and they were seeing a doctor, and we fucked in a van. I was like, it's like early 20s. I was a different person then.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's in a minivan, a senior citizen's minivan in a hospital parking lot. That was pretty weird.
That's pretty odd.
Like I've done weird places, but that one that one comes to mind as just inherently it felt wrong when I look back on it. Like damn, because then they had to get back in the car.
Yeah.
And they went to driving back home.
Oh man.
And I'm just thinking, man, I'm glad this ain't my grandparents' car.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Go to hell.
How far was that ride, man?
That was a long ride. Even if it was 5 minutes, that was a long ride.
Yeah, I mean, like, just the smell, man.
Man, we did our thing to get that smell outside.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
That,
oh, my God.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, man, but like, when I see them making out with behind the exes after flirting over a false dead body, but I feel like they would have done this if they had a person really there. Like, I feel like they would have done this.
Yeah,
it brought me back to like, damn, like many times we make questionable decisions in life.
Yeah, I've made a few.
I'm gonna let y'all off the hook because I wish the people listening could see these people's faces.
Because mine are weird. I don't. Someone might listen to this and get upset. Cause
I know the person who I'm speaking about could possibly hear this on the off chance because I think they like podcasts. I don't know if they listen to mine, but I feel like not now, but maybe like in the future of years, if this ever gets big,
that's why
maybe
it might come back.
Maybe.
I'm gonna take my lick, goddammit.
You take a lick.
Because you got it. Person listening, if you ever hear this is me talking from the past. It's gonna be amazing. Future me is gonna laugh about this like, damn, nigga. You called it, nigga. So past me is saying, hey, you know this shit was fucked up and weird too. That's all I'm gonna say. Back to the show.
Back to future you.
Alright. So, Trevor's and AP.
So they're still walking around there flirting. They just had that weird little makeout session in the
and he ready to throw shade.
Right.
He in there with the shade eyes, just looking around.
He's in the shade position. This is when it's a full moon.
Escapist black fantasy. Shitting on dear white people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonder why her picture's so small. So you're already about to get militant in this bitch.
And this is the progression of the whole time. He done got comfortable with it. He lured her in and already sees, okay, she feeling me. She dig me. Now I'm about to let the fangs show.
How bad is it that this is when the red flag went up for me? This is when I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Something's wrong here.
Because how he turned up so hard. Because like on one end, I feel you as a man. Like once again, I'm riding with you. You trying to stick up for your girl. If I see that picture and my girl got the tiny picture and she got the big picture, I am going to want that. Even my girl light skin, I'm going to think that. Because I'm like, why your picture already tiny, baby? So you throw the context of you the dark skinned girl to this light skin bullshit. Right. Oh no. I felt them on that. Yeah. But then you got to watch his dialogue, man. See, that's the stuff I don't like. Real sisters getting sidekicked by these light skinned chicks. Wait, dog. Light skin don't make her any less black.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even Joelle was like, okay, chill out.
Yeah, it's like she let it ride. She let that, you know, hey, whatever, let it ride. And then my boy here, oh man,
Reggie roll up and he just
asshole
a dick to Reggie for
I feel like Reggie even kind of looks at him like, what's up with
but dude, see, like for what? Like why?
You know what I mean? And like Reggie, like, you know what I mean? Reggie probably a little jealous on the list.
Yeah, that too.
You feel me, bud?
Yeah, definitely.
Troy, you know what I mean? Trevor acting weird with him, and he just shits on Troy. Like, shits on Troy. Troy didn't even tell this man nothing fucked up. He tell Troy the real, but he hadn't even come at him like that.
My bad. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like he's lightly rude to Reggie, but he shits on Troy.
Right.
So what happens is Troy walks up, and like even though Troy broke the window, this dude Trevor don't know this man and said, just keep proving them right, brother. He like, what that mean? He said, only thing they love more than saying they gave us a chance is seeing us squander it. And then puts out.
He tries to pound him.
And then walks away and he tells his woman,
bitch,
get your basically.
Shit.
Walks away and I'm like, and Joe tell him he kind of right. The thing is, he is kind of right.
He is kind of
right. But Joe,
he's still an asshole.
Yeah, that was not right.
Like,
how
who
you
the
did
fuck
that.
are you?
That was
who
fucked
are
up,
you?
Because you don't know what the fuck that man going through.
You don't know me, son.
He might be right, but fuck him.
You don't know me, son. And for you to come at me like this is straight screwed.
I felt, why y'all messing with Empire like this? Why y'all doing this to me?
Okay, so then they add to the amazing collection of parody shows, and they're gathered watching basically
fake empire.
What's the name
a fake
of this?
empire.
Yeah, like,
but this is still connected to the other show because P. Nitty is in here for some reason.
Yes, P. Nitty busts in the door at the end.
So I don't know if this is supposed to be the reality show that P. Nitty is in, or is P. Nitty a guest star on this fake empire?
No. I think P. Nitty is a guest star on this fake empire.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Acting.
I think so too.
And the other one is just a reality show that P. Nitty is in as just P. Nitty.
P. Nitty.
Yeah.
P. Nitty.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Shout out to Lena Waite, by the way. I love you.
Yeah, big up, producer.
Glad she was able to make it.
So of course, you know, Hotep nigga don't like that shit at all. And you know what's funny is Reggie's usually here calling this shit, and he go, another piece of propaganda designed to erode the black family. Propaganda, and I'm like, as soon as he starts saying that shit about propaganda, I'm like, his hotep is showing.
Here it comes.
You don't think it's a coincidence that they showing the dysfunctional family, and he called the character a fag. Once again, like
Bruh.
So to me, I thought your boy he was showing his colors just a little too soon. Like normally this is the sort of thing you kind of hide until you kind of sure you feel the other person out. But he was just like, nah, man.
Not with a hotep.
Not with a hotep. That's not how it works.
Some of them are bold to where when they trying to holler straight up, you already know they using the eye symbol. They calling you queen. They like boom, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Other ones will kind of lure you in. Give little compliments, drop some knowledge, might be handsome, and then kind of what Joe's going through, then it'll progress, and you'll be like, oh shit, you're a hotep. And it's they lure you in, and once you get comfortable enough to, kind of let some of those walls down, because as women, we usually have a lot of walls up, that's when they start kind of showing, dropping stuff here and there, and you're like, oh shit.
And you got to also take in, some women do prescribe to that shit.
They do.
So if you a nigga that's on that and you seeing that she riding with me, because the thing is, Joelle has been kind of, saying chill. Not really saying chill. She hasn't defied him, quote unquote. She's giving him some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Not shield. What I'm trying to say. She's giving him some kind of pushback, but not like a push. She'll just lightly be like, all right, you dig? So he's already in his mind thinking that she's one of these women that's down. She's one of the different ones. She's one of the ones that get it. She's different, you dig? She's smarter than the average. Her brain is bigger, like the black men they showed us earlier. You know what I mean? Your brain is bigger than all these other black women. Once again, like they be saying black men are the white men of the black community sometimes. Well, how a lot of times we don't realize that we might be oppressing the gay black people or the black women and such. And it's almost like a mirror to that shit of my nigga. You acting like a white man picking the exceptional black woman and then trying to fill her head with this bullshit and not even realize, nigga, you mean well. Because I understand where you come from. You know what I mean? We as black people should come together. You mean well, but you don't see the holes in your shit.
Right.
So, some white guys come in, and that, of course, doesn't make the shit too good. And they want to see something, and he shits on the white guys who want to see black people be stereotypes. And white people, I don't think they really get it. But they often don't. But maybe I get Abigail in the background talking to Troy. But you see Joelle peeping all of Trevor's actions, and she started putting it together.
She has that moment, where she sees him fully transformed.
He calls her a queen.
Yeah, he says, Joelle, you know you're a queen, right?
He said, wait a minute. Queen, like Nubian queen? And when he says Nubian, you're better than this place.
So you hear that, that's when you know.
And then we get this whole montage of flashbacks of all of the whole temporary things he said. Keep proving them right. Nubian queen. As soon as they realize they ain't gonna give it to us. Conspiracy theories, thinking aliens built the pyramids. He said, obsession with power. You threw that. You called a nigga a fag. Oh my God. Oh no. And he knew. And we have this moment. I think J.Steel is a woman. You've been calling it the whole time.
Yeah, man. She says straight up, are you a hotep? And she has that moment of realization oh my God, I fell for this dude. That was a hotep. Only thing that would have been worse is if she had slept with him and it was good. That would have been
And he bang on Sam, calling her basically a half breed, and all her friends come up.
Yeah, he's a disrespectful motherfucker.
He just start going off. It's like, my nigga, what's up with you? And then Gabe even come through, and that's when Sam find out that Gabe been kicking with Joelle, and all this shit is hitting the fan at the moment. And you know what I mean? But they still trying to band together. And then they got the Young Republicans. They got Ricky Carter coming through, and all these things are going on. And this nigga think he on his high horse or whatever, and it's just everything going down, and we all hate Trevor King, and we ready. I'm already knowing Reggie gonna sneak this nigga. Yeah. I already knew it. I knew it.
Oh, okay.
Off the dump, Reggie gonna sneak this nigga. He keep talking this shit. He keep on judging people.
I thought it was gonna be a fight.
And that's another problem with a lot of these slow taps out here, the quote unquote slow taps. They condescending as fuck. And they talk down to you, and they very disrespectful when you're trying to engage in certain conversations with them at times. And they always think they got all the answers. And I love the fact, I love this speech that Joelle gave to him when she was like, my nigga, as a black woman out here, not only are we shitting on as black women, we get shitted on by y'all as well. We understand your struggle as a black man. We understand it. But then for us to have to be there for you and then you not there for us, it's, man, bruh. So he calls her ugly black bitch. It gets real. And I'm like,
he's real ugly, yeah.
Bruh.
He starts throwing out all kind of disrespect, and Reggie knocks him the fuck out, as he should.
As he
Yeah.
should.
Reggie.
Now get the fuck up and get the fuck out. He holding down his girl Joelle. He holding down everybody, dog. And like you said, that's gonna be a fight.
Motherfucker talks like Batman. Get the fuck
Reggie is Batman, yo.
Right, huh?
He's definitely
right?
Batman.
All the IVW says black on black crime at AP.
That was a moment when I was like, "Oh, you
Like,
are
what
in the
is this
house."
motherfucker?
That means,
obviously.
and it stands by my situation of like, even though AP is gentrified, I stand by Out Ivy is not black. It's not white. I'm like, he can't be white. He's not a white person. A white person would be too obvious.
Right.
You feel me? As far as I'm concerned. And even though it's gentrified, it's like, nah, some feel funny. But like Sam is on to the fact of this nigga around here.
He's somewhere. He watching.
And Reggie, you know, him and Joelle click or whatever. And do y'all think they're gonna be a thing, Reggie and Joelle, or what?
Eventually, yes.
You think that's the end game? Reggie and Joelle gonna be together?
I think eventually it's just kind of weird because it's like you know your friend used to deal with him, so it's just odd. I get it, but it's odd.
Your friend fucked him, and we get to look at the.
She's gonna fight it till she can't no more.
We get to look at the camera for her after her and Reggie, you know, click.
And shout out to the director of this episode, Sally Richardson Whitfield. I love her. She's amazing. Look her up. She's an amazing actress turned director, and I admire her and love her and have worked with her. And shout out to her husband, who I freaking love and adore too. So yeah.
All right. All right.
An episode goes out and we learn a lot more about Joelle. And, you know, it makes me want to, you know, get more character, more development with her. Like this was, I love, like I'm always parade. I love the way they tell these stories.
Yeah.
I just do.
Right.
So yeah, man. That was
awesome.
episode 5, volume 2.
Right.
How y'all felt about it overall?
It's beautiful.
Loved it. Yeah, glad we got a Joelle episode.
The Hotep awareness episode too.
The cool thing about it, we're rewatching it again now. I'm playing it again because this you know I didn't get a second viewing, but rewatching it again, I do remember going through the motions with her, and only really realizing it maybe minutes before her or before she even says it out loud, right? Like I kind of went along for the ride, like oh shit, and, you know, red flag went up, but I didn't quite put it together, and then it was like oh shit, that's what this is all. Oh man, I feel so stupid. I missed all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I kind of rode the wave with her. It was a fun experience the first time around.
I didn't expect them to straight up say Hotep in this show.
I didn't
either.
That
I
fucked
didn't
me up.
either.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, y'all are really, and I shouldn't be surprised because they stay relevant in all their dialogue and their writing when you peep it out.
Yeah.
But it still caught me on guard that they really called it. I was like,
really
y'all
did
so
it.
dumb.
Like,
But shout out though, I was digging it though.
Right,
Yeah.
me too.
It really felt so internet, but appropriately so.
It did.
And because I laughed, I was saying this to DC earlier when we was watching the first season, how funny it is when you watch a lot of these newer shows in the past, 5 to 10 years that incorporate cell phone talk on the screen. And if you look at all these old movies, there's nowhere there. And when I watch an old movie that is depicting the future, and notice that none of what we actually have even now is in these movies. Like if you watch a Demolition Man, or if you watch, I'll be like, wait, they don't have cell phones or they don't have texting. And it's interesting to see where we go and where the future.
They don't have cursing.
Right. Yeah. It's funny, like the evolution of film and TV and how we display things, how we show things and such. That's just my own thing. But like I really like this episode, and I liked how it was presented. I like that we, like I said, the story of the secret societies and making us wonder, keep our tongues wet for what's up with the Circle of X is going on. Every interaction with Sam and Joelle, we're going to pay attention to even closer now that we know her perspective of her position with Sam and everything.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing about getting character episodes, because then when you see them afterwards, you know more and you care more when they're with someone else, even from the other person's perspective. You dig? So yeah. Keep pushing, man. Keep giving us greatness, man.
She'll keep doing awesome things.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna watch episode 9 when I get home.
Okay. Can do that.
So if you're gonna watch episode 9, we're gonna watch it too.
Yeah,
we're gonna watch it.
Are you?
I think
we should watch it.
I think I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I think I'm gonna watch.
You gonna watch it? That's what you're gonna do?
I'm probably gonna watch it when I get home.
You probably are.
No, I'm probably not. I
You're
kind of want
not?
to. No, because I like the way we're going now. I'm just gonna continue on. Yeah.
Cool.
We're gonna do that.
Cool. So I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch episode 9. That won't be a thing that's gonna be on my mind to do. Why would I watch episode? At least I'm not gonna watch it tonight. I'm not gonna watch episode 9. I can't even count. No,
I don't know what that is.
What is episode 9?
What are we talking about?
You all are interesting.
What day is it?
You all.
Hi.
So this is that actor guy, Marty Bats Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms that don't have the number 9 in it. At Mr. Bats. Spell that Mr. out or you're not going to find me, and especially. And yeah, man, once again, hit us with all of your feedback at reviewingdat@gmail.com. If you want to talk about Black Lightning, we still got reviewing that lightning email at gmail.com popping. Also hit up all the Fly with Bats stuff to be part of the conversation at flywithbats@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, and all that man, because we're having fun doing that. The next episodes we're going to be tackling, of course, going to be episode 6, episode 7, as we keep on trucking along, that's not what I want to say, trucking alone, reviewing them dead white people, man. Crew, let them know where to find y'all at.
Hey, this is J.Steel. You can find me on Instagram at @IamJSteel_. You can also follow me at FatGirlNola, and on Facebook, go like Vray Films.
Vray Films, bitch.
And this is Marty, your favorite host. You can find me, MartyEdwards 504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Also go to lowrainpictures.com. Click on the Your30 tab where you can find me and the Arrogant Observer, where I host a show with them called Your30 with Marty and the Arrogant Observer. Like, rate, share. If you give us a 5-star review on iTunes, you find us there. We will read it on the show. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, man. And, you got to keep on listening so you can see how we keep kicking their asses. I'm calling it early. We're going to continue to kick ass in these 7 degrees of separation, the Black Panther Challenge. You got to listen to both shows to see where it's going.
You got to, because it's coming back at you. Cleopatra.
It's coming back at your face.
It's coming back at you, Cleopatra.
In your face.
In the face.
All over your face.
All over the face.
Can't run from it.
I want to talk predictions, but since we've all watched up to allegedly episode 8, it makes no sense to do predictions until we get to a point where we really don't know shit. So for everybody that's already finished it, send us some email on. No, I don't want you spoiling nothing. Once again, just. If you gonna send us something to review in that, and it's about an episode we ain't get to yet, I repeat, put in the episode, put in the title of your email. This is about episode such and such, and I'll just not read it.
At the rate we're going, guys, in 3 weeks we'll be at the end.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, everyone else is most likely smashed it. Yeah, they smashed through this. It's impossible not to smash through this. At this point, they're just listening to just be like, hey. We want to hear people talk about it, be fans too. Right. Because that's what I do when I listen to the podcast. I'm like, well, shit, I didn't watch all this shit.
Oh, yeah,
listen, folks, if you're waiting for this, you're probably going to be waiting for that Deadpool review. So let's just say that's going to happen.
You seen Deadpool this weekend, right?
Saturday, yes.
When do you want to review it? Because I'm going to most likely see it Friday or Saturday.
Well, I'm off Sunday. You want to do Sunday?
Y'all going to get a Deadpool 2 review soon. Yeah. So, until next round, man, we out.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
We got to stop fighting. Your brother cannot be your enemy. We used to hang from trees, and now we're who they all want to be. But we're star proceeds. We're still living, trying to make the ends meet. Our bloods are kings and queens. Not what they made us believe. The community, more of a dynasty. We are who we are, and there's no going back from here. Stop the madness.